Hi, Patty. How are you doing? Always the first in line. Hope you're doing well. So, everybody, come on in. It's Jeanette with Backroom Creations. Make sure I got my phone turned off. Yep, there I am. There I am. There I am. Come on in. Let me know where you're from. I'm Jeanette with Backroom Creations, and tonight I'm going to show you how to turn a rail into a cute little wreath. Hi, real fans. How are you? So tonight we're going to take this 20-inch, it's a rail. So a lot of people use it this way, and they hook it to a sign. Sometimes they're made with another piece of wood with it. But I specifically had someone make these for me. Hi, Phyllis. How are you? Villa Grove, Illinois. Oh my gosh. I'm from Tuscola, Illinois. That is so funny. All my family's from Villa Grove. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing solo now because Floyd is working second shift, so I got it down pretty good. So that is so funny, Phyllis, that you're from Villa Grove, Illinois. So anyway, hi Dee from California. It's still pretty early for you. You were just there tonight. Oh, that's right. You're from West Lafayette. That's close to me now. So I'm in Ohio now, but I grew up in Tuscola, Illinois. Graduated from there. My bank name was Quick. So I'm going to, as everybody comes in, let me know where you're from. And I'm going to turn the camera to the side view so you can see more what I'm doing. There we go. So this is a 20-inch rail. Let's see all that garbage in the way. 20-inch rail. I have 5 ties, pipe cleaners, on each side. So how I put them on is put one at the ends, one in the middle of each side. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Hi, Kim. Welcome, everybody. If you're not following me, bop me on the nose and click those 3 dots, and I'd appreciate it. I love making new friends. I am originally a wreath maker, but have in the last year been sprouting. Ooh, I've made everybody disappear. Hi, Diana. I've been sprouting out in all other kinds of things. Kid. So what we're going to do is what we call a pancake method. So pancake just means skinny, and it means you can put it between 2 doors. Because if you know anything about deco mesh wreaths, they're usually not thin, they are very thick. So I have an orange fabric mesh and jute with some lime green. I've already kind of rolled those up. Ooh, my staple went haywire a while ago, and I got one in my table. So these are cut at 20 inches long. Everybody, please spread the glitter. That's what we say here. When I get up to 30, I start pulling names and putting them in my bucket. Tonight will be the last night that I pull names. And then the next time I go live on the page, we'll pull names. I pull 3 a month. So we're just going to scruffle this up in the middle, makes a big old ruffle. So these are just called a regular ruffle. There's all kinds of deco mesh. that you can use. I like poly jute and fabric because it doesn't fray as much. So we're going to alternate our colors. I probably didn't have to ruffle those all the way up. Thanks, Cindy. I found out, in the wreath making community, it was usually spread the love, float the boat, fly the kite. Mine was sprinkle the glitter. Hi, Juanita. Welcome. But I get all into the crafting community, and you guys are spreading and drinking and all kinds of other stuff. Pour the coffee. I seen one. I'm like, wow. You go, guys. Spread the glitter. Thank you so much. Every time I hear a cha-ching on my phone, because I have an Etsy, I just say that's my early retirement. I just want to retire. I'd love just to stay home and craft all day, but right now it just doesn't pay the bills. So when we ruffle these, we want to make sure I always bend the ends down as I'm ruffling. That way you've got a nice edge. You're putting your Halloween lights up next week. I used to decorate for Halloween when the kids were here. Hi, Pat. How you doing, honey? But I do good. I got the little flower flag, out in the flower bed. I do good to get it changed to the right season now. My granddaughter reminds me because she knows the little tote I keep them all in. She's like, Grandma, you got to change your flag. I'm like, go ahead, knock yourself out. So I do decorate a lot for Christmas. The kids love to see it. I didn't show you our sign. So here's our little sign. I like gnomes. If you know me, I love gnomes. You can't see them, but I got a big old shelf up behind me. I bought that one. Normally we make our signs, but that one was cute. We don't make shapes. Hi, Bianca. How are you doing, girl? So I leave that right there. You see how it's folded over? I just leave it. Hi, Dawn. Thank you. I forget where I got it. Oh no, I know where it's. Waterman's Loft. That's where I got it. Pretty sure. Because Angela has one too, and that's the only place we've been shopping together. In July, we were both at Waterman's Loft. This in September, we're getting ready to go to see how this goes. This is just on one side. We still have the other side to do, but we're just alternating the colors. I do most of mine. I do all one color, but I didn't have enough of this. That's the last I have of it. I like to use up my remnants. Those who know me know that I have bags of remnant, and I will make it work. No matter how little mesh I have or how much, lots of, I will make it work. Use up, waste not, want not. Isn't that how it goes? Kind of want to curl it down. That was what makes your pancake. There we go. Oh, I see Mr. FB having a little hiccup in there. I apologize for that. I can slow down though. I'm used to going so fast. Cause I always pick big projects for Craft Around the Clock, and I'm like, oh, I only got 45 minutes. I gotta go. Be that Justin, woo-wee. He cracks me up. I sat next to Justin at Crafters Convention this year. He's as sweet in person as he is on his lives. He's as funny. Blake's funny too. We got Blake dancing. They had a karaoke that one night, and Blake was dancing. So was Justin. So you kind of lay them over on each other. I made one bow, and I usually craft round the clock, Dawn. So I'm in a group, and I go live on my page with not with Craft Around the Clock, but if you go Craft Around the Clock Facebook page, it's free to join. There is crafting Monday through Friday from like, depending on what time zone you're in. It's central as she posted, is like 5:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So, and then you can watch reruns. Replays. I always say reruns. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Debbie. Debbie from Secondhand Treasures will be up after me to finish the night. I try to watch as many as I can. I watch some at lunch. Sometimes I don't even comment because I'm usually trying to eat my lunch. I only get half an hour for lunch, so you guys are my de-stressor from work. You know, blah, all these people. Yeah, some of my recent buddies are used to me going live on Mondays and Wednesdays, but my new job work schedule, Floyd's new work schedule, just like burned that all up. You're quite welcome, Debbie. It's what the community is all about, promoting each other. If you have a business page, you're more than welcome to come in on your business as your business page. My mesh, Yolanda, is 20 inches. And if you wanted to cut it 25, it would just make it a little bit fuller. But for a pancake, I think 20 is long enough. But like I say, I usually try to use jute or fabric because it doesn't fray as bad. And you can cut it, or you can cut your mesh with a wood burner, um, to hold down that frays. Listen, I got so much up in my mind, I usually don't even, I haven't finalized my piece of what I'm going to do for my live until I get up here. So here's the base of what we're doing tonight. So we leave our pipe cleaners in here because we're going to put ribbon on there. And then we're going to attach our sign. I've already made one bow. And I thought, oh, if I have time, I'll make another bow. Which it looks like I'm going to have time. So this doesn't take up much mesh at all. So if you wanted to do it one color, you could just buy one roll. Oh, I know, Dawn, you've been gone for a while. So yes, I no longer work at Walmart. I'm a leadership team at Harbor Freight. And so Floyd, yes, he got another job and he's working second shift and does not like it. we don't see each other a whole lot, and he just doesn't feel like he can get enough done during the day. So he's setting his alarm first thing in the morning. But yeah, so I hope things are settled down for you, Dawn, so you can get back and see us during the week. Last week, gosh, I went live like 5 times during the week. Woo! I was like, now that I know how to do the camera system myself, now if it glitches, I'm done. I don't know how to fix it. But if I got 2 cameras, I know you guys miss Floyd. And I've been trying to go live on Friday nights because he's off on Fridays and Saturdays. So I have been trying to go live on Friday nights. So Floyd's here with me. Hi, Lindy. How are you? Okay, so I'm just going to lay that there because I'm not going to place it right yet until I see in here. So what I do for this is I cut 4 different colors of ribbon tails and I pair them up. So here's a 2.5 and a 1.5 in those, and then a 2.5 and a 1.5 in these. Aw, miss you too. I was in there earlier today. Crazy store. You'll have to come over and see me. So if you don't know me, I was working at Walmart for 18 years, and they made the decision to have me leave. That's okay. You know what? Sometimes things are are done for a reason. And get this over. So I just kind of separate mine, kind of stagger them, or you can leave them on top of each other. After this, I'm done with the pipe thinners. I no longer need them, but I do leave it about, maybe about a quarter of an inch, and then I bend it over. And I do that. Hi, Angela. And I do that because of Lindy Campbell. Lindy Campbell, I was making one of her wreath live, and I didn't fold my ribbon. I usually just had it piled up. I was in there this evening after I got off work. And I usually just pile it up. Well, then I mixed up my matches of ribbon, and I had stuff screwed up, and so I needed to take things apart, and I cut it short. So that's why I fold things in half to pair them up, and then I leave about a quarter of an inch over and just fold it over, because in case you ever make a mistake and you need to take it apart. Lindy Campbell is the reason. Not really. It was me that did it, but it was her wreath I was making. Lindy, are you doing art on the alley in October? I didn't get to see you this spring. I didn't put us next to each other. I forgot to say something. So I alternate. You could do the same ribbon if you wanted to. It's all, all up to you. 4 different colors of ribbons, kind of the norm. And then we just alternate. So I much appreciate all of you jumping in to my live. I'm kind of stagnant between. Thanks, Patty. It's not mine, Patty. I just bought it. Stagnant around 5,500, 5,400. Oh no! PTO. I can say that now. Yep. So what I'm doing is I'm just like putting my finger underneath there and kind of like poofing it up, sort of lay right. Hi, Janet. How you doing? All my friends popping in. Don't you hate ribbon? Sometimes you got to look at it twice to make sure it's the right side up. Off. Listen, don't do that top off. I got that COVID in July. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. No, it wasn't. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people have had. So I was grateful for that. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing, don't feel bashful. Please ask. I know a lot of times I paint when I'm on Craft Around the Clock, but I didn't feel like painting tonight. And I wanted to use this cute little guy. I don't make a whole lot of Halloween. I'm just not into the people in my area. Just don't buy a whole lot. I'm in 2 booths. I have 2 booths here in town in local shops. So as you can hear, a couple of the people are local to me. I have some faithful followers, and I so much appreciate you guys. And I love making new friends. I've made quite a few in Craft Around the Clock. Now, if you go to search that, you want to join the group, it's free. But you gotta, request. It's Craft Round, not around, but just round. I forgot to put the link in there tonight. So there's what we got so far on that side. We're just going to keep on going. Oh, yuck. 2 of the grandkids were sick this week in different households. Oh yeah. If it I don't know if it'll probably it'll hit fresh the market first because alley cats art on the alley isn't until the middle of October. So if you want him, just send me a message. I drop him off at work. And that's the thing about these is that there's not a whole lot of material in them, so you don't have to charge a arm and a leg. I think Lindy likes gnomes too. I'll send you a message, okay? I'll have to add up everything. I can't add that fast on the spot. This is a Halloween ribbon. It's kind of got like I bought it with a ghost ribbon. Kind of like spooky. That green boy. So if you follow Craft Around the Clock, you know that you can watch people all day long. Now on Saturdays and Sundays, Tracy Campbell, who runs the page, she'll share, she'll spread out. I said that bad word again. If people, sprinkle their lives into the group, or sometimes there's events in the group. Oh, yuck. Night, girl. I'll send you a message in the morning then. Linda used to be one of my employees. My husband just said, some things happen for a reason. I had a very stressful job. Thank you, Debbie. Hey, Brenda, how are you doing? Sometimes I watch people at work, but I don't turn it up real loud in the break room. I got to decorate. So, my manager told me, he says, the district manager is going to come this week and we don't have the break room decorated. Now, I've been there for almost 2 months and they've never decorated the break room. He's like, Tag, you're it. I heard you like to decorate things. That's good, Brenda. So he's like, here's the store credit card. Here's your limit. Go buy some stuff. So I went and bought some stuff and I said, I'll bring a wreath in tomorrow. Actually, I took swag in. He walked in and he's like, oh, I like it. So here's what we got going on. Boy, I will have time to make another bow. So what I normally do on these pancake rails is what I call them, because it's really super thin. Let me show you. See how thin that is? If you have a door that has a storm door over it, these are the things that people like making pancakes, because you'll still be able to shut your screen door real good. We'll go ahead and attach him. All I've done is staple pipe cleaners to it. You can glue them, you can staple them. I usually staple them when my stapler's not acting up. Hi, Mary. I'm using a rail. So it's a 20-inch rail. A lot of people buy them. I buy mine from Stoney and Michelle at Wild Creek. They're in Texas, White Bladewater, Texas. I got to stop at their shop in the spring when I was coming back from Louisiana from an event down there. Now, since this mesh is like laid over, it would be very hard for me to find where I can finagle my pipe cleaners through. So what I do in that case is, this is a 7-inch needle. You could use one of those plastic ones if you wanted. I tend to use this one Oops. Because if I, oh, look at that. It broke it right in half. Thank you, Diana. Look at that. Well, I'll be doggone. Yeah, Donna. I haven't done the pancake on a yardstick yet, but I was just telling Floyd the other day. Um, oh, their shop is so cute. But I haven't done a or a paint stick or yardstick for a while. And my YouTube that has the fall paint stick on it, it's like my number one video. It don't matter what time of the year it is, it's my number one video. So I need to make another one. Okay, let's try this again. That must be some sharp staples. Yeah, they have a see Jace was there, Katie was there, um, Angela was with me. Um, we're actually going to be down that way again next month when we're going to another event at Vivian. It's being held at General Wholesale, but the Crafting Coaches Corner is holding it. So I'm just going to get this down through here. So when you pull it through a needle, it goes right through the mesh. Makes it really nice for this kind of application. And then you can just attach it back here. If you've never made one of these, they're fun. So this year, I started making a lot of other things, door hangers and whatnot. But if you go to my Facebook page and look previously, there's all kinds of wreaths, and I do have YouTube videos. That one went right through. Sometimes you can hit it if your pipe cleaner's just right with the mesh. You can get it right through there. You know, and I like to paint. I like to decoupage napkins or fabric, or when I have the camera big again. I started a project yesterday. I was repainting my cabinets or my counters, and I started checking them. I'm gonna portly check them, like the napkins. Okay, so I've got that. I mean, you'll get a little bit of fraying, but not like with others. So you'll want to, your sign and stuff, will always kind of make your mesh move around. Fix my stuff. Okay, so I already made one bow, but we got plenty of time to make another one. So here's one. And I always like to add some different ribbons than what I'm using in my base. So this one's new, and new. This one's like a mesh netting. Thank you, Lisa. And I love it. I like it. I have a red one that I use at Christmas time. So we're just going to attach this the same way. And then we'll make a bow for the top too. It's not a whole lot of mesh. It probably won't go through like the other ones did. It was being nice to me. Oh, maybe. Oh, yay! I know. The simple things that make me happy. I either work away from home, or I work at home to help my retirement, or spend time with grandkids. That's about all I do. Aw, thank you, Debbie. I'm going to show you how I made this. This is called a funky bow. So we'll grab, I use a bow maker. I can't make one by hand because my hands hurt too bad. step off here and get my ribbon. I have more ribbon than you know what to do with. Yes, and Angela and I craft together on my days off. She's like, tomorrow, I'm off tomorrow. So Angela's in California. I'm in Ohio. We call each other on our phones and video chat, and we'll spend 2 or 3 hours on the phone. No wonder my battery's dead. So this is called a funky bow. So it's 2 loops, 2 tails. Each layer is that. And we just crisscross. So we're going to do a 7-inch tail. Now I crunch like that, like make little fans. That's how I make my bows. Not a lot of people do. That's just how I make them. And then we're making a 6-inch loop. Oh yes, Mary, I've tried to make them by hand, but I've got so much arthritis in my fingers, and I've got some numbness that Katie tried to help me a couple years ago, or last year at Crafters Convention, and it just wasn't happening. And here's something new, or something I do. I put a clothespin right there. It just holds it down so it doesn't ride up my dowel rods. And then it's not going anywhere. When you get, I've got to make a couple bows. It's got like 11 yards of ribbon in the bows. And so it'll start creeping up. So you want your loops across from each other and your tails across from each other. And a big X. And this is all we're going to do every layer. And then you're going to put a tail over a loop and a loop over a tail. That's all we're going to do the whole time. And then we gradually go down. Now, me personally, my first 2 layers are always 2.5 inch, and they're the same size. That's just how I make mine. So my clothespin comes off while I'm working on it, and then when I'm getting changing out my ribbon or doing my dovetails, the clip goes back on. This is a yeah, it's called a deluxe easy bow maker. They're about between $15 and $20. I know things have gone up, but they're really, really helpful. When I started making wreaths about 3.5 years ago, I couldn't make a bow. In fact, my first wreaths didn't even have a bow on there. Hi, Shauna. Yes, some late night crafting. Next week, we're going to get some early morning crafting in. Because of my schedule, I had to cancel my 8:30 and take a 7:45 in the morning. All right, Debbie, I'll see you here in a little bit. So if you didn't catch it, Debbie from Secondhand Treasures is up after me. She's ending the night on Craft Around the Clock. If you don't know what that is, it's a free Facebook group. You join, you can watch crafting all day long. All night long if you want to watch some replays. So here's my loop over my tail over my loop. These are backwards, right? So we're just going to switch them around. And then what do we do next? Got the orange one. And not that I had to make them the same. I just thought it was easier that way since I had everything here. Actually, I usually try to make them just a little bit different. But I do my scrunching a little bit different than everybody. It's just, you have to find your own way to make things. What works for you. So this one's going to be about 5.5 inches. We're going to step down a 1/2 inch each time. If you don't follow me, I greatly appreciate it. I love making new friends. I do sell ribbon by the yard if anybody is interested. I don't have a whole lot on there, but I keep adding them. You can hold them up, make sure they're the same size, because you never know when something will get a little wonky. Now I always dovetail. I dovetail as I go. When I first started, I didn't do it, and hi Joyce, how you doing? When I didn't dovetail, I actually put some wreaths in my shop that their dovetails weren't done. So that I just made myself dovetail as I go. Yep, it's 10:20 here tonight. I'm in Ohio, Eastern time zone. So it could be early evening for some or late evening for others. Since I've changed jobs, I stay up a lot later than I used to. Sometimes I'm up when Floyd gets home, about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Because I usually don't open. Once in a while on Sundays I do. You'll see me move them, and then you'll see me move them again, because they'll kind of just gravitate where they want to go. And I always have my ribbon spool at counterclockwise, because that brings the ribbon over to you, keeps you from getting entangled in yourself. And sometimes I always make my tails maybe a little bit longer, within a 1/2 inch longer than I am intending to, because you can always cut it off, but you could never put it back. Because I don't think it would look very pretty if you glued your ribbon back together. But this is a stiff webbing. I really like it. I like ribbon anyway. All ribbon. I have a table behind me. It's my catch-all table for my lives. Just throw it back there. All right, so now we're gonna start maneuvering these where we want them. I use a zip tie in mine and a pipe cleaner. Lots of people do theirs with pipe cleaners. The key to making it real tight is you don't want a thick zip tie. Use 18-pound ones. You don't need anything more than that. And then it's easier to hide the pipe or the zip tie in the middle than it is like the 50, 75-pound ones are wider. And they're harder to hide. Sometimes you have to end up putting a skinny piece of ribbon in the middle to hide it. So see how that clothespin, it kept everything nice and neat. Nothing flew off at me. So it's tight, but it's not all the way tight, because I want to be able to move them if I need to, because they'll move on you. Some people have a very systematic way to where they move things. I just move it to where it looks good. Mr. Facebook, stop freezing my live. See, that one's way longer than it needs to be, but it'll be all right. This one's hiding right there, so we're going to peek it out. You don't want your loops over each other or too close to each other, or else they'll compete for each other. And then when I've got it happy, I flip it over and tighten it like there's no tomorrow. I use my zip tie as a handle. And then you always want to use good heavy wired ribbon. This one has a light one, but it still can hold its shape. You know, you get some of those ribbons that are really, really thick. It has a really, really heavy wire in it. Like the D. Stevens and the Fair Silk. Those are so thick to deal with. I have a few. I don't order it too much. I like to order it in 4-inch. I love 4-inch ribbon. Makes a nice base for a bow. If you're putting it on something that you can, you know, have the size for it. And then when I'm all done fluffing, I give it one more squeeze. Cut off my zip tie. It's got a little twisted. So make sure you're not covering up, you know, embellishments or signs. Let's see if I can find the very, very top. Who's ready for fall? I'm ready for not hot weather. I like fall, I do. I just don't like winter. Sometimes it's kind of hard to. I'm just poking the pipe cleaner through the mesh and then twisting it on the back. Thank you, Patty. I know I had all this purple ribbon, glitter, and all that because, you know, I love glitter. But this one didn't have no purple in it. So this one's a little bit long. So then you can just go back and trim your tails if they're a little long for you. Change the camera. You're so ready for it, Shauna. I've been making fall. There we go. So if you can see over my corner here, my counters are plywood, and I started checking it last night. I'm like, I'm tired of repainting the white because over time it gets dirty. And so I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to seal it. So here is our pancake. Thank you, Lisa. This is called a pancake rail. See how skinny it is? It would definitely go between that door and that storm door. You know, if you live in a state like Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, those all states get nasty winters. Lots of wind. So that's why we have storm doors. I don't. I took mine off. Thank you, Diana. So you've never messed with anything like this, I encourage you to try it. Sometimes I'll sell kits. So I'll try to see if I can get some put together for people that maybe don't want to buy a lot of stuff. You know, you don't want to buy separate rolls of ribbon and mesh and, you know, all that other stuff that we use. So that's what kits are nice for. So usually the next person goes on live about 1 minute before. This ended up being, so we started with a 20-inch rail, right? A wooden rail on the back. So now it is 30 inches. So we gained 10 inches. Thank you, Shauna. 15 inches wide. So it's a nice size to put on a door, skinny enough for that storm door. And it's not overpowering. You know, some people, when they walk in, they don't want to get hit in the face with a wreath. Thank you, Lisa. Well, if you're up and staying on, go to Craft Around the Clock and see all of the presenters. You can watch all day long. The next person is Debbie from Secondhand Treasures. You can go find her page. If you can't find her page, just go to Craft Around the Clock. We have like over 120 creators on there each week that bring us tons of ideas to decorate our house with. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate each and every single one of you that have come on to support me and maybe learn something new. So I will see you all later and catch the next crafter. Bye, guys.